Hello, welcome to your universal message from this week of the 6th of April. I will start doing a little bit more deep weekly astrology summary for the week and then our oracles card with our psychic message. I'm gonna post on YouTube this long extent video for whomever is more interested to have a deeper knowledge of what is happening in the stars and how our angels and masters and light beings are guiding us through my psychic connection with them through oracle. So on Instagram I'm gonna post the short version for a summary, but then this is gonna be available moving forward because I feel connected to share way more how I live my experience with astrology, how it really helps me in a deeper level of being aware in my life, and how I combine that with oracle, my psychic abilities, and tarot readings. And this is something that I have worked in myself, but everybody has that ability on connecting with your soul, because in your inside, in your heart, is where we expand our psychic abilities to really connect, to receive messages. We all receive messages in different ways. For me, is through images. I meditate and I receive images, or oracles and tarot are still images where I receive so much information. So let's start. For the astrology of this week, we need to be aware that we are coming from that Pluto that we talked about. Pluto that was very direct, a lot of letting go, things that were chaos, that were pushing us to experiencing things that we didn't like. So we really move forward to letting that part of us away and kind of like releasing us from that limitation, those things in our minds that were negative thoughts, things that we are not loving ourselves deeply. So we need to be aware that we're coming from that energy, because astrology is not like, oh no, we're having tarot energy tomorrow and then abundance and manifestation and everything is beautiful and happy, which it is, but it's a storyline. It's a storyline, like that hero storyline, when we're passing from a death and releasing energy through a creation. It's almost like, we have that soil that we had to move, that really have fertilized, and only from there is that we put that seed that we are taking it away from all the other seeds, and that big tree that comes from, and we put that seed that feels alone, feels really vulnerable, and little by little it has to like push away like the structure of the seed to create roots, and then the flower comes. So let's imagine that these past weeks and even month, we were going out of that shell and taking those roots out and taking away like all those limitations that have been with us from how we were raised, how our past has been, those patterns of decision making that were unconscious, and we were just like taking those roots out. So that's what we need to be aware of. Like Pluto, that's what we're leaving behind, but we need to move through this process aware, because if we do not, then it's going to be very hard to connect with the energy of abundance, of receiving tomorrow. And I'm going to say tomorrow because the open gate starts tomorrow, but it is something that we're starting to feel since today and even this weekend, and it's going to be more strong tomorrow until the end of the week. But we need to be aware that it's not when a new moon happens that's the only day, the only time. It's just the gate that opens, that for the energy to flows. So again, we need to really know exactly what's happening inside. And if you are feeling very lost, that's okay. That's actually a great place to start, because that means that there's so much inside of you that you're not listening to yourself. because believe me, things are very obvious right now. Like we know what is been dying, what is being hard for us. Maybe you haven't been aware, and awareness is just really closing your eyes and feeling your heart. What am I feeling today? It's not about your mind. It's not about trying to, you know how things happen and we think and overthink and try to analyze and understand why this person act this way or act this way to me and why this thing happened. No, 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 no. It's not the mind. It's your heart. And if it's hard to connect with your heart, then your body. Today, this morning, I always do journal. It's my journal time before I start anything. I start work, start meditation, or even my weekend. And something very beautiful that the angels were showing to me today was that through my body, I'm able to manifest and connect to the joy of living, because that's where I can actually give myself love. Give, like when you do yourself like caring, that's how you can really connect with like that beautiful sense of being human. It's through your body that you connect through your heart. Is by giving love through your body. And now that we're in tarot time, it's really your body. So through your body is where you find awareness of this present moment. It's not something very like crazy from books. It's what my body is telling me. If my body's feeling tired, okay, so what is that tiredness telling me about my life? That I'm not giving myself time, that I'm pressuring myself to do something that I don't want. That's where you're gonna start finding those little things that are so subtle, but they're so loud at the same time, because they do not allow us to be happy and free. Those are the things. It's not the outside, it's not the people that are creating chaos. It's all of that inside emotions and energy. The mind is the one that creates false illusions. The mind is the one that disconnects us from our heart. I know it's hard to realize, but don't try to overthink it. Just go with the flow. Every time that you find your your thoughts, get away from that and go back to how am I feeling in my body. So in astrology, that's the baseline where we need to be. And we have tomorrow, the new moon in tarot, and that's basically the whole astrology energy that we're gonna have this week. It's beautiful. It's from that releasing place that we have been releasing so much. The universe is telling us it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to allow yourself to really explore and expand. And I'm gonna be posting later tomorrow. You know, in astrology, when you have your natal chart, the natal chart is like a pizza. A lot of astrologers explain it that way, and I think it's very simple. It's a pizza that is separated by boxes, and in each box is a house. And each house, depending where you have tarot, is the place in your life when that energy is going to be expanded, meaning that that's where this energy is pushing you to create, to shine, to connect with how your body wants to really bring abundance to this world, because it's through your body. It's tarot is the body, is the creation, is how you create, how do you make money. It's that creation, really human level way. And it's in whatever place in your houses, so in the experience of your life through your body. That's why it's so important connecting with your body, and that's why I'm taking so much time to put that here, because that's the key, connecting with our body, so we can really receive and connect with the expansion of our energy. So that's the details of what we need to be aware in astrology. And astrology is not like, oh, if this is gonna happen, then this is what I'm gonna create. It's that the energy is available. Which I love about astrology is that it gives me awareness of what is the energy available. And there's two options that we can do with energy, is that we either use it in our favor and we learn and we dive into that energy and move and flow with it, or we avoid it, and then we're gonna be like struggling through the energy. At the end, it's gonna feel like we're victims of the energy. It's like the energy is pushing us, and because we're not aware, we are struggling to move, and then at the end it feels like we don't have the power, but we do. And the power is to realize, okay, if right now the abundance energy is what is going to be available, then let's connect with gratitude. Let's connect with what I'm grateful from my body, grateful for my life. What are the things that I'm learning, even if I'm having a hard time? What am I learning from this experience? How am I growing from this experience? And going through that abundance energy, you're gonna see that the more you allow yourself to experience it, the more you're gonna be expanded, and a big joy is gonna come your way. But it's moving through it. It's allowing yourself to move through it. That's how you work with astrology. Okay, now from our message from our angels and our masters, before I start this video, I was connected with them to see exactly what do they want to give us. And we got these two cards. They're beautiful. We had this card a few weeks ago, and that means that it's very connected with a lot of what we have been living this week. They want us to know that things are not disconnected. Like, everything is connected. Go back to even February, March. What have you been manifesting, wanting, desiring in your heart? And remember, your heart always is the more humble, the more loving, the more real with your soul. Like, it's not a selfish desire that is going against somebody or pushing somebody or manipulating somebody. I'm saying this because sometimes we desire things and we do not realize those things are not really pure. And it's from the pureness of our heart that we're gonna be able to have that illumination of what do we need to manifest. And maybe something is already happening in our life and is part of a manifestation that we've been desiring, and maybe because we are not seeing the goodness behind it, it looks like something against us, and maybe it's just actually something that is gonna expand us. So the first thing is that we need to really know what is our desires, and is it pure? Is it really pure intention? If no, go deeper in your heart. What is your true pure intention? If not, maybe it's just fears that you need to release. And the second card is the mastering of our emotions. It's to really be illuminated. We need to master our emotions, and mastering our emotions may sound like controlling our emotion, but it's nothing to do with controlling. It's really not being afraid of our emotions and knowing exactly how we feel and what is behind those emotions. What do we need to learn from those emotions? That's really that king of water, that we know exactly how this fears, how this feels, how this chaotic things is moving through us, and we just allow all of that to transform, to empower us to really see the reality exactly how it is, and know as a victim, not as a rejection. That's that empowerment of emotions. So everything is really talking about our body, our awareness of us. So the key is connect with your body. Through your body, connect with the deep of your emotions, not judgment. Don't push yourself to feel okay if you're not okay. Part of accepting your emotions, accepting where you're not okay, when you're tired, when you're mad. There's nothing wrong about being mad. It's about what you do with that madness, with that anger. Are you destroying somebody else? Are you destroying yourself? That's what the bad comes from it. But feeling anger is not bad. That means if you're feeling anger, it means that there's a place in your life where you're not putting limits, and you're feeling very vulnerable. So allow yourself to feel your emotions. Feel it. Sit down with yourself and feel it really deeply. No judgment. And after you feel it, you're gonna realize what are those emotions telling you about you, not about others, about you. Release it. Allow it to transform so that you can find compassion, love, and empowerment. And there, the illumination will come. It sounds so simple, I know. I've been working with feeling my emotions in the past, years. And the more I work with it, the easier it gets to go through the emotions, but it always hurts. Like it's something that is always hurt. The difference is that even if it hurts, it's not pain in badly. It's like it hurts because the fears always hurt, but the more I sometimes cry or just feel it or just allow my body to feel like I'm in flames, and then after that I feel more release. I feel more not that heavy, like more light, and not pushing myself to feel happy immediately. Just feel that calmness coming and start going through your life with that calmness, and then you're gonna start seeing how the energy around you will actually change so much. It's a beautiful work. It's hard at the beginning because it's taking responsibility of your life. And I've been reading Conversations with God book, which I recommend completely. It's a beautiful book. Simple is anybody can actually read it, even if it's just you're just starting your spiritual awareness, awakening, if you want to call it that way. Or if you're very religious, that's fine as well. There's no good or bad path. It's whatever works for you. And tomorrow I was actually reading something that God was saying. God was saying that we create pain when we do not take responsibility of our own lives. Like if we took responsibility from our life, this world would be so different. And it's not it wouldn't change our reality, but if we change how we are responsible of whatever is happening in our life, then we'll see that we have options, that we don't have to be there. Actually, like we had the option to just go away and change it, that to start changing little things, how we act, how we react to things. And when we start doing that, then we'll see how the energy around us will change. Because whatever you do, you give to the world will give to you. So if you're giving anger, the world will give you more anger, more reality for you to be angry. If you're giving frustration, a lot of what is going to happen is going to bring you more experiences, so you're going to feel more frustrated. Is that mirror? It's crazy. And he said that with whatever we allow our mind to think and talk, we may be creating actually a hill out of our lives, which is not real. It's just our imagination that we create in our mind. The reality is very different, but we have to allow ourselves and our minds to see your life different. It's in us. It's in us the ability to change how we perceive our life. Life is neutral. It's never good or bad. When we were little, our parents, and it's not really against them, it's the society in itself, educates us to always label things as good or bad. Things are just neutral, things are just as they are. Like, if we see this rock, maybe some parents tell us that, oh no, this point is gonna hurt us, so it's wrong, we need to go away from it. So every time we see this moving forward, we're gonna see it as something wrong, or ugly, and then the perception of the world related with this will always be bad or ugly. But we can actually go back without label and see the rock and realize, is it really ugly? Like, the rock is just a rock. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just a rock. And that's how everything is in our lives. It's neutral. We are the ones that put the label in bad or good, fat or thin. Who said what is really big or not? We are the one that created in our minds based on society. But we can change that. I mean, we can't completely change society, but we can change ourselves, the perception of how we decide what good or bad is. And the more goodness we create in our minds, the more goodness we're gonna start seeing in our lives as well. So with this, I really wish you all a beautiful full new moon tomorrow. Do all your manifestations, but remember, from our heart, from the pureness of our heart. If you have questions, I love to read you all. Astrology is so specific for everybody's life. The energy is general, is the availability of the energy, but how it really manifests into your life is so specific that only you are capable of knowing. That's why it's so important that you live in awareness, so you know yourself deeply. Don't wait for others to tell you what is happening in your life, to go to a session, to consultations, for the angels, somebody to read your cards, which is beautiful. I do it because I like to give my gifts back to the world. They have helped me so much, and if this gives you light, great. But the most important thing is that you are your own master. You're the only one that really knows. So trust your heart, trust yourself, trust your intuition. Inside of you, so there are all the answers, all of them. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great week, and I'll be posting later more information. So follow me and share this with all your friends and family. So the message of love, not for me. I don't need it. I just do this because I feel that I want to give what is helping me to others to find light and joy again. Thank you.